Popcorn Slays Pokes, and we are back with another video. So today we are going to be talking about Botania. This is part 2 of the first one of Let's Play with Botania. And I went ahead and made everything off camera just so we can have like a better idea of what our end goal is. So I'm going to show you how to make a functional Botania setup, how to have your your Terrasteel and your Ruined Altar along with your Elven Portal. So, to get started, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get Endoflame, you're going to want to get a Mana Spreader, you're going to want to get Open Crate, Redstone, Pressure Plates, and Hoppers. I want to say you're going to need at least 4 Open Crates, Pressure Plates, 8 Redstone, 4 Hoppers, and 9 Mana Pools. I'm not sure how many, I think 15 Mana Spreaders, and I want to say like maybe 25 to 30 Endoflames. So, also we're going to be talking about the Gia as well. So, we're going to go ahead and make a separate area real quick. So, let's do POS 1, and then let's go all the way over here and make it about maybe 4 blocks tall. POS 2, set grass block. Awesome. So you do want it a little bit thicker on that thick side. Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to make a 7 by 7 square. So go down about 3 to 4. After you have your 7 by 7 down 7 by 7 by 4 blocks, or hole, I guess you would call it, if you have found something called an overgrowth seed, then you're going to want to go ahead and use this. Now, an overgrowth seed cannot be made in survival. It can only be grabbed out of creative, or you can find it in survival. By finding it in survival, you'll find it in buildings like that. You'll find it in maybe dungeons as well. So, do be aware it is a little harder to find, especially if you are on a server with multiple people. So what we'll do first is we're going to lay down our power source. So our power source will be our open crate system. So I'm going to place one right here, place one right here, place a block here, place redstone, get my open crate, lay down my hopper. And then I'm going to build 3 more of these. So after you have your open crate system kinked and worked out, what you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to lay down your mana spreaders. So 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to lay one right here. So 8, 11, 14. So far we have 16. So 17, 18, 19. 19 should be leveled with the ground. So for the purpose, we're just going to have a few enchanted soil. We'll have them in the middle. That way, you know, it's more realistic on how much you've found. So, go ahead and start laying the Endoflames down. Now, remember, your Endoflames, if you laid your Mana Spreaders first, should automatically connect to the Mana Spreaders. So, now we're just going to lay down our Endoflames. We're going to put it in all the areas that has grass. The ones without the enchanted soil, unfortunately, they will not produce as much mana at a faster rate as the ones that do have the enchanted soil. Even 1 enchanted soil can make a huge difference. A huge difference here. So, this is a small setup, so you may want to go ahead and do like maybe a 3 by 3. So 9 mana pools in total. Go ahead and get you some sparks down. We're going to go ahead and get a chest as well. And we're gonna lay this chest. Actually, I'm not gonna use that chest. I'm gonna use a different chest. One that can stack. Of course, do what's available in your world. You do not have to do what I do. I just have a lot of mods. So, some of my capabilities will be different from your capabilities. But I'm gonna lay a stacking chest like this. You could lay like a side by side if you want. It doesn't honestly matter. And then I'm gonna lay my dirt or my grass on. Now that we are all, you know, we're all covered in everything, everything's hooked up. Now we're gonna go ahead and give me about 3,000 blaze mesh. I'm just gonna fill in a few things. As you can see, we are getting a lot of power sources. Mainly the enchanted soil is the one that is also covered and producing really well, but everything is, and we have a lot of spreading going on. So that mana pool is gonna eventually fill up, but at this moment you should have already made an augment of recessive. So the recessive augment is the one that spreads the mana across. So we're going to give this some time to load in all the mana, and then we will be back for our mana pool is filled. Now, I'm not going to lie, I put some mana tablets in there because it was taking a little bit of time, and I really don't want to spend like 45 minutes to an hour waiting for things to load in. So eventually your mana will die out. And when this does happen, you're going to kind of want a system that lets your mana go on pause. This way, sorry. Oh, you don't want that. Okay. And then you're probably also going to want to have another one go. This is gonna be a little tricky because you gotta lay it down the correct way or it's gonna cause issues. And then you can't have it near your things either because it will cause them to stop working. So put a redstone here, put a comparator here, put that here, make one out more, keep going with it, bring it over, and there you go. So you have that set up. So this will power both of these, which yeah, it'll be a little tricky. But then once you have this completed, you're gonna get yourself a lever and you're gonna lay this down and you're gonna place this here and you're gonna turn it on. So now all of these are on, which is gonna prevent your blaze from dropping again. So it's gonna turn it off, which is what you want. You want it to be off so that you're not wasting mana or blaze mesh, because blaze mesh can be a little hard to get, especially if you are in survival and especially if you don't have a blaze farm set up yet. What you want to do is you're going to want to make your elven gateway, which is, or your elven portal, Athene portal, whatever you want to call it. So you're going to need an elven gateway core, you're going to need living wood log, and you're going to need glimmering living wood log. You're also going to need 2 mana pools, and you're also going to need something called a natura pylon. So once you have these 4 items, let me show you the recipes real quick. That way you have them and you know exactly where to find them in the book. We're gonna set this pretty close by because we're gonna actually set it right here too. So you're gonna open up your yellow book. You're gonna go to this page. It's gonna be a portal to Athene. That's gonna be the first one. And then you're going to go to the next page, and to make the Elven Gateway core, it's going to be either Glimmering Living Wood Log, or Glimmering Stripped Living Wood. You're going to need the Terrastone Nuggets, and it's going to make that Gateway core. core, sorry. And then you're going to need a mana pylon, which can be made from 2 mana steels, 2 gold, and a mana diamond. And then you're going to use the visualizer. And so you're going to want the Elven Gateway core in the middle. You're going to want to put 2 logs on the side. You're going to want to bring it up and put 2 logs right here. Break these 2 logs. Get your glimmering wood and place it here. Grab 2 more logs. Place them here. Put a log up here. Break that log. Put a log up here. Break that log. And put a glimmering right there. And then you're going to want to take your mana poles and put them here. You're going to also want to grab some sparks too. Now, since I already have some recessive in here, it's going to start filling these up. So you're going to go ahead and take your pylons and put them on top of your mana pools. And then you're going to hit that, but you want to also make sure your wand is in function mode as well. So you'll hit it in function mode, it'll turn it on, and then there you go. That is how you start your trading. Now, for this example, you're going to throw in Elven Wood. It's going to give you Dream Log. This is how you're going to make the Dream Wood mana spreaders. This is how you're also going to upgrade your mana spreaders too. So you'll just break all these down here after your pools are filled, and then you'll recreate your mana spreaders as well. So once that is done, then you're just going to go ahead and get the... I gotta get the book again. So now what we're going to do is we're going to focus on our Gia setup. So your Gia setup does need to be on a flat surface when you make this. What is that? Gilded black stone shard. Okay. Your Gia does need to be on a flat surface. You cannot have any type of Gia set up in a weird situation. So when you do this, you want a 3x3 iron level with a beacon. That's going to power your beacon up. And then to make this Gia, I believe it's in the ritual of Gia, you're going to want to do your visualizer as well, because it's going to be very useful. So you will need the Gia pylon, and to make the Gia pylon, it's going to be that mana pylon, which is made like this, and then so you'll want the Gia pylon, which is the pixie dust. Now remember, pixie dust is a ender pearl turned into a mana pearl thrown into the gateway, and then it's called pixie dust. So then you'll have the pixie dust, and then an element ingot is a mana steel thrown in there, but you gotta throw 4 because it will only give you 1 back for 2. So 2 equals 1. And then once you have this Gia pylon, you're just gonna place it on top. So you may have to place a block, do this, place a block, do this, place another block, do this, and now you have all 4 completed. Now remember, at the top it will say completed and then it'll disappear. Now another really cool thing is, how do you spawn your Gia? Well, to spawn your Gia, you are going to need a terra steel ingot, and then you're going to crouch. Well, you don't have to crouch, like walk up to it crouch, but you do have to crouch, and then it's going to spawn the Gia. And then once the Gia is pretty close to being dead, you're just gonna, she will go up into here, or she'll be floating in the sky, and then she's gonna start spawning in a bunch of little, kind of like her warriors. So it could be witches, it could be skeletons, zombies, wither skeletons, basically anything that is a enemy mod. The only one I've never seen her spawn was an enderman, so just to be aware, she can spawn almost anything that is enemies. So now that you have your complete version of the mana, I do want to thank y'all for coming. This is actually embarrassing. I have my potato mask on, so yay. Y'all have a fantastic evening, and I will see you next time.